key. Playing with purpose and there it is! Running with the ball confidently. Surely! Could play it in. Firing it in.
Well, you have to think they're going to take the lead at some point, because they're really looking dangerous at the moment.
Could go ahead! Oh my goodness, what a strike! Can they forge ahead? They do! Short and along the ground. And a goal! Good bit of pressing. Tries to lift it. Oh, how about that for a chip?
Well, this is a brilliant finish. Great awareness, good technique, and a bit of composure as well. What an excellent goal that is.
What's going on, everyone? This is Lesky. In today's video, we're going to be looking at this center forward build that I created, and I wanted to make the shooting absolutely lethal on it. It has 98 finishing, 98 volleys, and 98 long shots. So 3 shooting stats that are 98. Center forwards have better shooting than strikers, other than I believe heading accuracy and the shot power might be around the same. But that's why I chose this build as a center forward, because I wanted to just test out the incredible shooting stats. As you can see, this build has a total of 92 overall when it comes to shooting. The build is small, 5'4", 99 pounds. I felt like that was necessary. As a center forward compared to a striker this year, you lose quite a bit of pace. So in order to make up for that, I decided to go 5'4", so we can still have a decent amount of pace on this build. And I am right-footed for this build, but that is per preference, whatever foot you want to be. Let's go to the perk page. The first perk on this build is active first touch, and the reason you're going to get this on the build is because of the boost in acceleration and sprint speed that it gives you. Being a center forward, you lose pace, not being a striker. So this will just make up for that and make this build even quicker. This build isn't the fastest for being 5'4", 99 pounds, but it's still pretty quick. We have 93 acceleration and 91 sprint speed, so the pace will be boosted even more, especially when we're running onto a through ball and behind, or when we get a ball played to our feet and we try and dribble out of that. It'll kick in for a short duration. The next perk is distance shooter. I decided to go for this perk because I wanted to make the distance shots as good as possible. The shooting stats are crazy. I already told you this build has 98 long shots. So the distance shooter perk will increase the shot power and long shots from distance shots. So it'll probably bump it up to like 99 long shots. We don't really need that, but I'm mostly doing it for the extra shot power. Will be nice from distance shots. That'll help you make your shots even easier. But also this perk gives you the finesse shot and outside foot shot trait, which are helpful for helping you make your distance shots, and it'll also give you a 5-star weak foot. This build has a 4-star weak foot, so every time you take a distance shot with your weak foot, it'll upgrade to 5-star, so you really do not have to worry about what foot you're shooting the ball with when it comes to outside the box shots with this build. The third perk is Tireless Runner. Feel free to switch this one out if you want. This build doesn't have crazy stamina, and I think center forwards in general just don't have that great of stamina to start out with. So I felt like Tireless Runner was necessary. Being a smaller build, you might be running in behind a lot, and you might find yourself wanting some extra stamina. So Tireless Runner is your best bet. But if you feel like you don't need it, you're just going to be camping up top most of the time and not using your stamina up a whole lot, then I would probably go for like skill dribbler to increase the dribbling even more. A passing perk. I was actually using the threaded pass perk a little bit with this build until I switched to Tireless Runner, so that could be a good option to just, maybe you can drop into the midfield, kind of play like a false 9 cam type role and do a little bit of playmaking, get some assists with some through balls on this perk. That could be a good option. Other than that, I don't really know what you go for. It's really up to you. So let's take a look at the skill tree. Starting on the physical page, this build has a few skill points. We have 4 skill points, +2 stamina, and then +4 reactions to bump it up to 90. And that's really what we're focusing on here, is upgrading the reactions. Center forwards have very bad physical stats, especially when you compare them to strikers. So there's really no point of upgrading the physical stats. They're already pretty poor. The only thing you could upgrade more is the stamina bit on this left side if I wanted to go for this +3 stamina, but I feel like there's not much difference between 67 and 70 stamina, and that is why we have Tireless Runner on this build, to make up for the lack of stamina bit in the 75th minute of every match. That boost of stamina it gives you will be helpful. So nothing much here on the physical page. Let's take a look at dribbling. I decided to go for 5-star skills, but if you just want 4-star or even 3-star, feel free to take off one or both of them, and then you can have 5 or 10 skill points to put somewhere else on the build. You can upgrade the dribbling more by upgrading the ball control, agility, or you can focus on other categories. You can upgrade the stamina like I was showing you, or maybe the passing, shooting, pace if you feel like it. So on this right side, I went down to the Lynx archetype, and then I made sure to get this balance, +3 balance, to bump it up to 82, and then we have 89 agility. And then on the left side, we're not going to go for any ball control upgrades. We're just going to start on the left and go down to the skill moves. We're going to get balance, dribbling, and then the skills. So we have 89 agility, 82 balance, 85 ball control, and 90 dribbling. Decent dribbling stats for a center forward build. I think center forwards this year compared to like strikers and like wingers, they have a little bit less agility, but 89 is still pretty good. The only thing that's really lacking is the 85 ball control is kind of low for an attacker build, but we're relying on the active first touch perk increasing the ball control, which it says it does. So it's actually higher than what you see here, so don't worry about that. But this is the dribbling. Let's take a look at passing. I didn't allocate any skill points to this page. We just have the base passing stats for a 5'4", 99-pound center forward, which is 72 vision, 75 crossing, 65 long pass, 84 short pass, and 75 curve. I do wish center forwards had better passing stats. If we made this a striker build, the passing stats would be pretty much the same. I think the long pass and short pass would be a little bit worse, but there's really not much of a difference at all. I definitely think center forwards should have a bit better passing than this, but we can't do much about it. And we're focusing on the shooting for this build, so we didn't go for any passing upgrades to this page. Let's take a look at shooting. This is where we have a lot of the skill points. I wanted to go for the finisher archetype and really upgrade the shooting and test out the shooting ability for a center forward build. So I went all the way down to the finisher, and then you're gonna get the weak foot. You're gonna get the 4-star weak foot, and then make sure to get this long shot and shot power. And I think for the first time ever on a build this year, I actually got this volleys, this extra volleys, the 3 skill points for +4 volleys, and that's what gets us to 98 volleys, 98 long shots, and 98 finishing. This really isn't necessary if you're fine with the 94, and then you can put these 3 skill points somewhere else. But I think it just looks really nice with the 98 finishing, 98 volleys, and 98 long shots. So that's what I did. And then for the next 6 skill points, we're going to upgrade the shot power. We're going to get this shot power and free kick accuracy. And then we're going to get this shot power and penalty. So then we'll have 85 shot power on a 5'4", 99-pound build. That is very good, 85 shot power for any build in pro clubs, but especially a small build like this, 85 shot power is phenomenal. And then we have the distance shooter perk on this build. So when you're taking distance shots, the long shots is 99 or higher if you can even go over 99. And then it's also bumping up the shot power to probably like 90 or 95, somewhere in that range. So when you have the ball in the box or even outside the box, take outside the box shots, use the distance shooter perk. Doesn't matter when it comes to weak foot. It gives you the 5-star weak foot, and then utilize the outside foot and finesse shot trait, because those can be very helpful. So when you get the ball in an attacking position with this build, look to shoot, look to create some space from a defender and get a shot off, because that's what this build is specialized in with these crazy stats. As you can see, we have 398, a trifecta of 98 rated stats. So the shooting is absolutely phenomenal, which you'd expect for a build like this. Let's take a look at pace. As I mentioned, this build has 93 acceleration and 91 sprint speed. Not the quickest. Obviously, if you're a striker, the pace would be quite a bit better. So that is one of the huge downsides, as I already said, about center forwards. But what we're really focusing on is the crazy shooting stats, and that's what center forwards will give us, the upgrades in shooting, which is pretty fun to use. Give it a try. Use the 5-star skills. the good dribbling stats. The one downside to this build is the physicals. You are weak. We have like 50-something strength. So if a defender gets up next to you, if they're stronger than you, they most likely will body you. So use the good dribbling stats, the 5-star skills, create some separation, stay away from defenders so that doesn't happen, and then use the absolutely insane shooting and have fun with this build. Let me know in the comments if you give this build a try, how you like it. Hit that like button on this video for me, and then hit that subscribe button if you aren't already subbed. As always, y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, and peace out.